usher in a brand new weekend of volleyball as we go back inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center dito po sa lungsod ng San Juan. You guys are watching NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball right here on Heart of Asia. And in our first game today, we have a Saturday doubleheader for you guys. As per usual, the Benilde Lady Blazers, our defending champions, will face the EAC Lady Generals na patuloy umaangat ang kumpiyansa ngayon pagkatapos po nito. A marquee matchup between Letran and Perpetual at 2:30 p.m. That will be live on GTV and on Heart of Asia. But right now, you guys are catching us on Heart of Asia, live streaming everywhere, NCAA Philippines and GMA Sports PH. Yan po. If you're watching on your television screens, nandyan kami, GMA Sports PH on X and Facebook. We thank you for catching the action this early. It's 11 a.m. Maraming salamat po mga kapuso on a Saturday. My name is Martin Javier. Happy to be at your service today, catching another round of volleyball action we have here in the NCAA. Kasama ko ngayon, Guy Rabaroga here in the broadcast. Guy, good to have you here.
And it's fun to be back, and especially first day back. Si Martin agad yung kasama ko, so this is gonna be an exciting coverage talaga.
Grabe. Nakuking ako ni Gaira. Nandito pa lang tayo sa pre-game. Okay, pero pakilala natin ang ating kukumpleto ng broadcast team natin. The third member of the crew, we have our courtside reporter, Aliyah Fideliaga, who is doing her first volleyball assignment. So, good luck, Aliyah. Can't wait to hear the stories from both teams here na parehong galing sa panalo itong Benilde at EAC. Guy, sure to be a great matchup here. First time natin magkakaroon ng second round dito sa NCAA. Kaya medyo mag-iiba yung complexion ng tournament natin.
Well, it's very historic since it is the 100th season in the NCAA. So, of course, both teams coming off in the first round. As we can see, Benilde Lady Blazers. Very shocking actually that they're in the second rank right now. EAC at 7 as well. So, we're gonna see how the first round, how they gained momentum especially, and nakilala na nila yung mga kalaban nila coming here in the second round.
That's right. We're not used to seeing Benilde at number 2 because in the past 3 seasons, they forced the competition to a step ladder format in the Final Four. All right, first round matchup here. It was quick work for the defending champions against EAC.
Well, you can see how Benilde dominated this match against EAC in the first round. Look at those 43 spikes versus the 26 produced by EAC. But you can also see here that the services is what Benilde banked on, which nahirapan itong EAC. Look at their errors. 20 errors in this match versus just the 7 of Benilde.
That's right. For EAC, though, they didn't have one of their main gunners in this game, in Alex Razonable, but nonetheless, Benilde very impressive in this game. Hindi pinaabot ng 15 points sa isang set itong EAC dun sa laban na yon. And Benilde was also coming off a win against the JRU Lady Bombers, but this was not an easy win for the Lady Blazers.
It was not the usual dominant win or the straight set matches that we're seeing from Benilde. JRU gave a good fight, especially in that third set. They dominated that at 25-19 was the score. And eto makikita din natin si Benilde coming into the second round, how they can learn from their mistakes in the first round, especially they are the defending champions here.
They are full of young players as well, with majority of the seniors graduating from season 99, and they have the youngsters, well, playing very well this year. At binibigyan din sila ng chance ni Coach Onyok. Ashley Ases, Kylie Ases, the twins alongside Aya Ding Singh, well, performed very well against JRU, and they were able to eke out a win against JRU. Ito, tignan natin yung stats nila dito. Next generation, and this is actually how Coach Jerry does it. Diba? Bibigyan niya ng chance yung young players para maging komportable sa court, and when the time comes, sila naman yung magiging stars nitong Benilde team.
Ashley Ases with 10 points, Kylie Ases with 11 points from spikes alone, and Aya Densing with 15 points. I can say from Benilde, si Aya Densing yung kailangan natin talaga makitang umangat.
Pero nakakatakot to para sa ibang teams natin dito sa NCAA. Mamaya-maya pag-uusapan natin itong EAC. Now let's turn you over to our Coliseum announcer to introduce our teams.
Good morning, NCAA fans! Ito po ang inyong NCAA Season 100 Siglo 1 Inspiring Legacies live ngayon sa Heart of Asia, worldwide sa pamamagitan ng GMA Pinoy TV at GMA News TV International at may live streaming pa sa gmanetwork.com, NCAA Philippines website, YouTube at Facebook with NCAA updates, highlights, and results on GMA Integrated News. And now, live at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, this is the NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Tournament, hosted by Arellano University. Up next is match number 52, De La Salle College of St. Benilde versus Emilio Aguinaldo College. Presenting the game officials for this match, our first referee, Mr. Gil De Guia. Our second referee, Mr. Larry Escorial. And let's go now to the starting lineups. First, for the Benilde Lady Blazers, beginning with jersey number 2, Shekinah Yeses. At number 3, Shahada Yeses. Wearing jersey number 6, Zed Basilio. At number 9, Rhea Densing. Number 11, Sofia Bajon. And number 15, Fiona Inocentes. Starting libero, number 5, Fiona Getigan. Head coach for the Benilde Lady Blazers is Mr. Onyok Getigan. Going now to the EAC Lady Generals, beginning with the team captain, number 12, Ann Tormento. At number 1, Tara Dayanan. Number 6, Erica Modonal. Number 7, Jamaica Villena. Number 16, Rhea Magalona. And number 18, Alex Razonable. Starting libero, number 4, Karil Rey de Andres. Head coach for the EAC Lady Generals is Mr. Rodrigo.
We're back to the
Palmero.
coverage. Time to meet the starters from both sides. Ayadin Singh, Inocentes, Lies's sisters, Badion, and Basilio. Starting for the Lady Blazers, no Maika Go, no Dorog, no Katarig, no Nolasco for them. Mamaya-maya pa sila papasok. Villena, Razonable, Dayanan, Formento, Bodonal, and Magalona are your starting unit here for the EAC Lady Generals, who were very impressive. We weren't able to cover it in the pregame, but EAC surprised everybody in their previous game, and that's actually how they opened their second round with a sweep against the Mapua Lady Cardinals, one of the top teams right now in the league.
And this is why I was mentioning that it's great that in this 100 season, my second round now, because in the first round, that's when they're gaining their momentum, learning how the other team works. So now they have a chance to peak here in the second round.
Precisely. So, again, first time in NCAA history to have a second round in our volleyball competition. And from what we've seen with the other sports and tournaments na merong second round, iba ang labanan dito. Kasi syempre, meron ka ng blueprint kung paano maglaro yung mga teams, meron ka ng tape. So, you prepare for them a little bit better. And EAC, well, starts off very well here, picking up from where they left off against the Lady Cardinals.
Dayanan starting it off with a down-the-line hit.
And this is a good sign, Gaira, for EAC. You know, a confidence-boosting point against the defending champions. Si Dorog ang maglilibero ngayon para sa Lady Blazers. I just saw her enter. Razonable with a drop. This is going to be safe. Then Singh. Formento over to the other side. Razonable. Then Singh again. Catching the spot at the back.
Getting that corner pocket. Then Singh just knows where to put that ball.
15 points in the previous game. Next generation for the Lady Blazers. And this is a great transition para dito sa Benilde. No? You got formidable players, rookies, but they're playing like they are veterans, that they've been here for a few years already.
banking on each other for confidence and just to be with each other. And that's where teamwork comes in, and that's where the dream will work.
And right now, EAC is rolling here, proving to us that they are legit. Alex Razonable on deck to serve.
And also with Coach Rod Palmero, he's been with the team for so long.
Yeah.
So this is where he harvested. He's starting to harvest, of course, what he was training in the past years.
Because I think before Gaira, ang kulang sa EAC talaga, syempre, panapos and that enough firepower to sustain them in games. Because floor defense, they were very good. Pero yung firepower nila, you know, the number of spikers that can do and spike and score consistently until the very end, dun sila nagkukulang dati.
And that's what we've been talking about last season as well. Sabi nga natin, ang bibilis nila sa loob ng court. Yun nga lang, they can't convert it into a point. But look at Benilde, they're just trying to catch up with EAC. Lieses off of the back row.
And we saw this against JRU. Lieses attacking from behind. So Benilde is down by just a point here. Ayodin Singh. That's a good pass to Formento. Middle drop doesn't work. Basilio sending it to the back row again. Formento. Dayanan. And Dayanan scores. EAC retaliates.
Dayanan with a great target going for Densing.
How about EAC? Toe-to-toe with the Lady Blazers here. And, you know, despite it being against the first-year players of Benilde, ito kasing sistema ng Lady Blazers, kahit sino namang ilagay mo, as long as the system is there, and as long as the, you know, the skill work and the work rate is the same, you're still gonna get the same quality of play on the court. So, pag nasasabayan mo, kahit sinong player ng Benilde, it has to boost your confidence a little bit on the court.
Well, that's thanks to Coach Jerry and Coach Onyok Getigan. They've been working hand in hand for a long time with these players with the same system. So a lot of players have graduated, but they trust in what their players can do. First six or second six man yan.
That's Coach Onyok and consultant Jerry Yee. On your screens right now, Rhea Magalona activated at the middle. So Formento with some variations here on offense early on. 7-5 tayo. Easy pa rin ang abante. Lieses will rise. Formento with the underhand setup. Pero it's another set for Dayanan. That goes outside.
That was actually too high for Dayanan. You can see na she waited before going for that spike. So it was quite a miss hit as well.
Yeah, I was puzzled why Rhea didn't get it. Ano? Siya pa yung sineta pa niya ulit. So, that's a nice serve. Over-received, but Formento with quick reflexes. Jaja Villana, left-handed save. Lieses on the approach.
Good touch on that block.
Formento over to the other side. Drop ball, off speed, not gonna work. Balik sa EAC. Formento tracks it down. Eto na, si Dayanan. Pumuntos yan kanina dyan. Back row hit for Densing. They go back to Botonal here, who is denied.
Good read by Benilde's blockers.
Longest rally so far. Lieses checked by the blockers.
Good timing by Dayanan and Villena, but no coverage coming from Benilde.
Let's go to our technical timeout. EAC ahead by 2.
Timeout by the Lady Blazers. Score is 3-6.
Kilalang-kilala ngayon si Carlos Yulo sa kanyang double gold sa Paris. Pero alam nyo ba na mayroon nang naunang Carlos na naglaro sa Olympics na tubong NCAA? Siya'y walang iba kundi si Carlos Caloy Loizaga na nagpa-champion sa San Beda Red Lions ng 3 beses noong 1950s. Lumahok si Loizaga ng 2 beses sa Olympics.
Sa ating laban, EAC against Mapua. Well, we weren't exactly surprised na nanalo yung EAC because they've been showing some improvements this year. we were more surprised by the way they did it. They swept Mapua, who was 7-2 coming in.
Also with 37 spikes, you can see the choice of reason. Number 18, Alex Razonable, just hitting it off. And like we said, she's the reason why EAC won in this match versus Mapua. She has 15 points off of 13 attacks and 2 blocks.
The choice of reason with a Z. Alex Razonable with 15 markers. Oh, that's a good dig. Back row hit. Off speed ang pinili doon ni Budonal. Lieses. Formento goes to Villena at the middle.
EAC showing composure here early in the first set. And you can see how Benilde has been struggling just reading how EAC moves. But from the blocking to the defense, EAC is doing everything.
Yes. And Formento, I credit the play of EAC right now to their setter in Anformento, who is pushing the right buttons, choosing the right players, and mixing up the offense to make it more unpredictable.
Ondangan is now in for Benilde.
Oh, Christie doesn't waste time, scores right away.
Right on cue, fresh from the bench.
One of the vets of this Benilde team, Christie Ondangan.
And good play as well for Benilde because kahit misreceive na, si Ondangan pa rin yung binigyan, but it was a high ball.
Yeah. Tayanan, inangguluhan, went down the line, challenging Gatigan.
Tayanan with her favorite hit. She's been going down the line here in the first set. Also, we have to take note that there has been a substitution as well for Benilde.
Yeah. So,
we have Basarte who came in
Yeah.
for Basilio.
So, magpapalit na ng diskarte dito si Coach Onyok. That's Ondangan sending it outside. 11-7 lead, biggest so far for the Lady Generals. EAC continues to surprise everybody.
And what I'm loving about EAC is that although right now they're at the bottom of the ranks, they're not playing like it, and
Yeah.
how they're presenting themselves is not like that as well. It's like it's very normal
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
today.
Parang ano to, no? Wala, usual lang. Ganito na kami maglaro, matagal na.
Exactly.
Diba?
Good save, although that
Oh.
goes out.
So, Lieses stops the bleeding for the Lady Blazers. That's a much-needed point for Benilde here to end that EAC mini run. 8-11 is the tally. Ito si Lieses. Manggagaling naman siya sa likod ngayon. Formento. Villena. Oh, guiding it to the right side. So, now, look at Jaja Villena. Read the defense first before she made the decision. Oh, these are, ito si Lut, Georgina Lut, right there alongside other EAC players who are not suited up today. Whoa, then Singh, but that is dug up. Podonal from the back. Basarte over to Lieses this time. And the block goes out, and that's a point for her.
Yes, it's going off the blockers. And you can see right now for Benilde, they're much more in system with Basarte coming in.
She's the more experienced setter. That's Ondangan committing the service error. This is Zach Nolasco checking in for the first time. Papalitan itong si Badion. So, unti-unti, ipinapasok na ni Coach Gitigan ang kanyang mga veterano. So I wonder at what point does he insert Mike Cago and Wewe Estoque, Katarig as well. Podonal overcooks it. Oh, EAC is looking for a check, so they will challenge.
What we're loving about the NCAA Season 100 is that we have a challenge system here, even during the elimination round.
At itong EAC, they were sure of that. You know, they were certain because they were celebrating after the attack. Immediately after, they celebrated the point. So they thought that the referee saw it. But tignan natin, block touch. But how impressed are you so far of the EAC Lady Generals, Canada?
Well, I've been saying it time and time again in this match. Grabe yung pinapakita nilang energy, and also they're playing like veterans even though they're in the low ranks right now. They're not playing like it. It seems like they're in the top 5. How much they want this match. No jitters at all.
Yeah. They are 3-7 itong EAC Lady Generals. But again, this is much improved play coming from them. Parang nakabuti talaga sa kanila yung Holy Week,
Yes,
You know,
good break.
Yeah, good break. Got some clarity. Was able to rest and reflect. And now, they're looking like a revitalized team. And usually, ito yung napapansin din natin as we see the Lady Generals here. They have reason to celebrate, at least here in set number 1. First round, you know, we didn't have the cameras, the lights, of course, the external factors as we see this call here. Tignan natin muna kung ano yung magiging tawag dito. Ooh! Yeah. Pinky and middle finger. Yung dinaanan doon nung atake. So EAC will score the point and establish their biggest lead. Mike Cago.
That was a good eye by EAC.
So Mike Cago coming in for the first time. Graduating player for the Lady Blazers. Na dapat parte ng batch nila Cloan, Pascual, and Hentapa, and Mitch Gamit. But, you know, she spent a year recovering from an ACL tear. Alex Razonable unleashes an ace.
Just perfect form for the EAC Lady Generals with their targets, their game plan. Everything is just working out for this team.
Wow! 15-9. Razonable. Again,
Strong
loaded
serve.
serves, yeah. Dancing puts it down.
Dancing answering with a loaded spike of her own, going down the line for Benilde.
That's the right swing. Right decision for Aya Dancing. I need more of that from her. As in, be able to find the consistency, at least here in the first. Podonal, too low.
Could not put that one over. Too controlled.
So, 2 quick ones for the Lady Blazers here. As Podonal commits the attack error. Masyado mababa.
But we're seeing a lot of veterans now for Benilde, so this is their chance to tie things up with EAC and get the first set if they can.
Whoa! And for Mento, yeah, taking the gamble on the 1-2 play, and he reached a second technical timeout with EAC ahead by 5. Balik sa ating laban, NCAA Season 100. And if you are in your running era, please join us tomorrow, April 27, Sunday, the NCAA Centennial Fun Run happening at Ross Boulevard. Okay, para sa mga gustong sumali, yung mga race kit po available sa sports office ng NCAA member schools. And I think the main organizer of this fun run is Dr. Lorenzo, who is a runner himself. So, yeah, he's from EAC. He is with his son right now. Of course, always watching here, especially on weekends.
Well, I know someone who would be very excited
Who?
to join that. Ikaw!
Hindi, mag-host lang tayo. Chillax lang tayo. Meantime, EAC with a 6-point lead. This will be challenged by Benilde. So, block touch challenge this time.
But EAC is saying that they did touch that
Okay.
ball.
Sinabi na.
And you know what? This is good also that you're honest during the match, because sometimes the challenge takes a while for it to be shown. So eto, para for them not to lose momentum, inamin na agad nila.
That's how Rhea Magalona admitting to touching the ball. Razonable with first ball. Dayanan. Basarte choosing Nolasco again. Back-to-back points for Zach Nolasco. Eto na.
Good play by Benilde. And what's different now is they're banking on their middle blockers, not for that zero tempo or quick attacks, but for those higher sets, which has been working well for them.
Yeah, it's not you're right, not zero tempo or quicks, pero kumpiyansa sila sa palo ni Nolasco. Formento. Podonal off the block. Here's Nolasco again, this time tips it. Nice save. Back row hit. Easy up. Nolasco again. Overshoots this time.
Nolasco was already under that ball. Quite a flat ball as well, sending it out.
And even the mistakes, we don't see this usually from Benilde. Gaira.
It's a very different squad we're seeing here, actually, in the first set.
17-13. Tignan natin kung may panapos dito ang EAC. Oh, sobra yung receive, pero si Basarte was alert at the net.
Sinead Basarte, you can't count her out, especially if she's in the front row. She's still an attacking setter. Look at that form.
Sinead Basarte. Now she's gonna be the primary setter. She's been playing behind Cloan Mondoñedo all of those years. Zach Nolasco commits the error. And again, uncharacteristic for Benilde.
You know what? Benilde has been trying to gain momentum, but they're breaking it on their own as well because of those errors.
Yeah. So it's back to a 4-point lead. And here's Bodonal. Again, EAC loaded yung mga pinapakawalan na serve. Ondangan. Not gonna work. Here's Villena with a strong push. Back row hit. Oh! Teka lang.
Net touch on the EAC Lady Generals.
Sayang yung magandang dig doon ni Bodonal. This will be an error on EAC now. Here's an opening for the Lady Blazers. Let's see if they can take advantage. Basarte. Formento. Razonable. Pumalik sa kanila. And back set this time. Dayanan had to adjust and comes up short.
Dayanan had a hard time putting that ball over. It was too high.
Si Coach Rod calling the timeout.
Timeout by EAC.
Gumamit kayo ng mga atake na yung iba. Huwag tayo laging ganun, huwag tayo mag-hesitate. Tauhin natin, tingnan muna natin yung pasa. Parang tayo nababagsakan. Tingnan natin yung tao kung sino nasa harapan. Okay? Kapag yung Basarte nasa ibabaw, try nyo dalhin sa down. Okay? Pasa muna tayo.
Maya-maya makikita natin yun kasi nasa likod pa ngayon si Basarte. She's gonna serve.
Good game plan by Coach Rod. But then again, yeah, like you said, nasa service area na itong si Basarte. But that would be a good target earlier before that timeout.
Kasi siya yung mas maliit na blocker sa harap. Cross-court hit. Doesn't work for Dayanan. This is tracked down by Formento. Razonable scores!
And a good choice of reason for EAC. Look at that target going for zone 6.
And again, EAC stay composed here in the first set.
But you know what, Martin? What I've been seeing in this match is the battle of defense as well.
Yeah.
EAC is just having their, well, it's their usual defense, as mentioned, but Benilde is having a hard time reading the attacks of EAC.
That's right. So, yung magandang floor din ng EAC is being complemented now with good playmaking and right attacks. Benilde will challenge again. This will be challenged. So challenge on the block
Video challenge
touch.
request by the Benilde Lady Blazers. Block touch.
Teka, aamin ba ang EAC?
Admission of fall.
Umamin sila ulit.
Well, good for EAC. They're still trying to hold on to that
Timeout
momentum.
by
Timeout by Benilde.
So ito, Coach Jerry. So dalawang beses, dalawang sunod, umamin itong EAC para hindi maputol yung momentum nila, Kyra. So it's 17-19. Pero ang tricky lang dito sa sequence natin, time out pa rin si Coach Jerry for us to be forced to a stoppage in the match.
Well, of course, he would want to just instruct his players to get back on the court,
Serving
follow
now
the
from the
system.
Benilde Lady
Pero
Blazers,
ngayon,
team
nagsistruggle
captain,
itong Benilde to
Go.
actually find their usual system.
Yeah. Taikago at the service line
Sharp serve.
for Mento. Underhand setup for Razonable. And Alex Razonable continues to roll.
Everything is working out well for the EAC Lady Generals.
The Lady Generals.
Miscommunication
are now 20.
happening on the floor defense of Benilde as
On
well.
deck to serve. Villena.
She has been the clear ace player of this EAC team. Jaja Villena. Basarte to Ondangan, too strong again. 21-17. Oh. So EAC
The ball was
actually
touched by
admitted
the
to
Lady
it.
Generals.
Na may touch, ano?
That's the point for the Lady Blazers.
They've been very honest in this
Now
match.
serving.
Team honest.
Ondangan.
Itong EAC. All right, so it's Benilde who gets the point. Ondangan gets another one.
Sharp serve.
Razonable. Even while moving sideways. Alex Razonable.
Going through the blockers, you can see how EAC is well prepared for this match. Down the line on Densing's hand.
And I like her, you know, she has that unusual
21
style of
serving.
jumping. Ano?
AP.
Kasi pagilid eh. Umeere. Pero parang dun siya komportable.
And she reads those blockers and the defense of the other side in order to get the points.
Yeah. Densing!
Densing on the other hand, bringing in firepower for the Lady Blazers.
Ito tayo. Dito sa set number 1. Aya
19
Densing
serving 21.
delivers. 21-19.
You have Basarte in the front row right now where
Yeah.
Coach Rod was saying
Oh,
his
sa kanya
instruction.
padaanin. Ooh!
Zam
The strong tip for Zam Nolasco. It is down to 1. Teka lang. Di pa tapos.
Good target by Nolasco. Miscommunication on the defense by EAC.
Alimen comes in for the first time, replacing her buddy. Itong si Erica Budonal. Sharp serve again.
But good pass.
Ito na si Alimen. She is
Block.
red at the net. 21 all.
And Benilde is finding their footing here in the first set. You can see the defending champions are back.
Ito na, nagising
Scores
na
all 21.
with the entrance of the veteran players. Benilde comes alive here. Formento. Back row hits. Goes
Attack was
outside.
Point
So
for
Benilde will take the lead for the first time.
Well, although EAC had a better start,
Yeah.
The Lady
we
Blazers
need a
now
better
have
finish
the
for
lead,
them if they want to win here in the
22-21.
first set. But you can see just this champion spirit
Yeah.
of Benilde.
Oh, they're used to being in these kinds of situations. Nolasco with a soft touch.
They go back line.
Pasate. Lieses puts it down. It is now a 5-0 run for the defending champions.
Ashley SS just getting her confidence back.
Timeout, Coach Rod.
Ito sa inyo, situational yan eh. Huwag kayong tumigil pag sa depensa. Expectin nyo yung mga bagay na alam nyo, di ba? Biglang dadating sa atin. Kuha tayo ng bola eh. Jing, sino nasa ibabaw? Di ba sinabi ko sa dugout kanina? Sino nasa ibabaw? Huwag mo paluin sa malaki. Dinadala mo pa sa cross court. Gamitin mo yung kamay nitong kabila. Huwag yung sa...
And this was what we were saying earlier that, but look at that spike from Ashley Esses. What Coach Rod was mentioning is that his open spikers should be targeting that down the line, especially if you have Shanae Bazarte in the front row. Kasi nga, si Nolasco, ang bigger blocker here for Benilde, so you can't just put the ball through her.
That's right.
Alimen again, going down the line this time, off the block.
So, quick response from Jing Alimen because the instructions during the timeout, as you heard, were directly for her.
Alimen is actually, if I'm not mistaken, she was an FEU graduate in high school. So this is the firepower that they recruited for EAC.
So 22-23. Oh, Zam Nolasco. Very hard to stop. Towering over the net. Set point for Benilde.
EAC with a good start. Benilde with a better finish. They're just 1 point away from taking this first set.
Kanina, nasasalo nila yan. Now, with a more veteran at the middle, more veteran player that is, Anformento. Tinulak na lang yan ni Alimen.
Good control.
1-2, doesn't drop. Here is Alimen, that bounced off the net. Nolasco ends the set.
Nolasco with that power tip in the middle ends it for Benilde, taking this win in the first set. But EAC just showing good things here in the first set as well.
The Lady Blazers ending the first set on a 7-1 run. And they take the lead, 1-0. When we return, highlights, numbers, and set number 2.
Ang unang pumapasok sa isipan pag NCAA ang napag-uusapan ay basketball. Pero kahit sa ibang larangan ng palakasan, lalaban pa rin ang NCAA. Tignan nyo ang tubong mapuwa na si chess grandmaster Eugene Torre na isa ng Hall of Famer. Ang taga-College of St. Benilde na Season 92 Men's Volleyball Champion at MVP na si John Vic de Guzman na nakapagkamit ng silver medal sa SEA Games.
Balik sa ating laban, 25-22 finish in set number 1. Benilde ending the first set on a 7-1 run. And again, it was EAC who actually started off stronger. You know, led it by as many as 4 or 5 at one point in the set. But the Lady Blazers did not give up. Kinapitan sila hanggang dulo.
And you can see it was teamwork that happened here for Benilde in the last few points in the first set. And you can see how EAC medyo nakikita mo na nag-struggle na sila, but you can see the defending champions how used to these kinds of systems or these kinds of situations na sila yung humahabol.
So EAC just showed their youth towards the end of that set, and of course the lack of experience, but they still played a very good set there. Just the Lady Blazers, especially with the entry of Zam Nolasco, who came off the bench. Well, entered midway, not even midway, past the midway point already, but still led the Lady Blazers with 6 points. So, pagkapasok nila, nag-take over na itong mga veterano ng Benilde.
Bazarte also, of course, better sets from her, and the veteran setter, as you were mentioning, mas trusted din, of course, nila yung, and mas alam niya yung galaw ng teammates niya. You have here 25-22 was the score in the first set, 17 attacks from the Lady Blazers and 13 from EAC. Errors are quite similar and also the other statistics. Pero nakita mo yung pull away din kasi na ginawa ni the Lady Blazers in the latter part of the first set is what made them win.
That's right. 17 off attacks here. And yung aces na yan, mas kargado talaga yung serve ng EAC nung set number 1. And that was, the problem of Benilde. Hindi nakakuha na magandang first ball, unable to set up properly until, again, the veterans arrived. All right, set number 2 begins. Martin Javier, Gaira Baroga right here in the broadcast. And later on, we'll hear from our courtside reporter, Alia Pedeliaga. Alex Razunabe, who was the hero of set 1 for EAC, had 4 points. Starts us off with an attack error.
Serving now for the Benilde Lady Blazers.
Now we're seeing the veterans of Benilde on the court here in the second set with Micah go on the service line.
Oh,
Service error.
Micah just comes up short. A little awkward on the contact. If you're EAC and you lost set number 1 that way, meron ka pang konting panghihinayang di ba, sa panimula ng set number 2. What's your mindset right now if you're the Lady Generals?
Well, you can still bank on the momentum you had in the first set. Siyempre, kailangan pangkuhanan mo ng lakas yun. But with the Lady Blazers, of course, they can't just put their guards down because this is still EAC who has good defense. But Katarik coming in for the Lady Blazers with that shot. And she's starting it off well here in the second set.
Didn't play in set number 1. Ito, magsisimula si Katarik para sa Benilde sa set 2. And that's a sharp cross-court hit. 2-1. Razonable. Here is the attack. And yes, scores.
You have Kai Lieses just playing a really good game here against EAC. Actually, she was one of the consistent players for Benilde in the first set.
3-1. Ooh. Oh,
good dig by Micah.
nice intention. Maganda lang depensa ng Benilde. Here's the pop-up again. Basarte. Combination play for Katarik.
What a play. Basarte going to Katarig in that A-quick by Nolasco and tres play from Katarig.
And I love that full commitment decoy of Zam Nolasco.
It's like the ball was actually going to her.
Yeah. Good first ball. Razonable from behind. Katarig. Ito na ang EAC. Villena sends it across. Mikes. Gagawa ng paraan na lang. And for Mento. Ooh, Villena is denied by Nolasco.
And this is what we love about Benilde, the confidence of their middle blockers, especially Zam Nolasco with that single block.
Yeah.
5 serving 1.
That was 1v1 at the net. Middle versus middle. Nolasco winning the battle. Backside. Nope. Here is Nolasco. Hirap na hirap ang EAC sa mga atake ni Nolasco. Razonable. Awkward on the attempt.
And what we have been seeing with EAC in this match is nahihirapan sila pag matataas yung bola or from misreceives yung binibigay sa kanila. So this is something that they have to work on, especially going against the defending champions.
Okay, masyado malakas yung serve ni Christy Ondangan. But again, if you're facing the Lady Blazers, expectation mo na napapahirapan ka nila sa first ball.
Now serving for the Lady Generals.
This is Jaja Villena, one of the vets of this team. Now a veteran before she was, of course, part of the young core. Combi play na naman. Ito, kapos lang para kay Lieses. So EAC cuts into the lead. not fully letting go in the early moments of set 2 as Rieses commits the attack error.
Villena on the service line. Good dig.
Katarig! Wow!
And
Grabe
this,
yun.
well, she was waiting in the wings for a long time. Now that she's one of the seniors, she's just taking the reins for her team.
Lefty push. Doesn't work. Back row hit. Diretso kay Maikago.
We're seeing better defense from Benilde.
Yes, off the hands of the blocker. So
Good
Benilde
conversion.
is first to the technical timeout here, ahead by 5 on the other side.
First technical timeout of
We'll
the
have a
set.
report from Aliyah Fideliaga.
Nabuo ang samahan ng NCAA at GMA noong 2020 sa kasagsagan ng COVID-19 pandemic kung kailan pinagbawal lahat ng face-to-face events. Ngunit kung ang ibang mga liga ay nagkansela ng kanilang mga season, itinuloy pa rin ang NCAA Season 96 Rise Up Stronger. Online, ginawa ang halos lahat ng mga sports events kasama na ang opening ceremony. Nagkaroon din ng virtual chess at taekwondo tournament.
Kayo sa NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ito ang laban sa pagitan ng De La Salle College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers at Emilio Aguinaldo College Lady Generals. Martin and Gyra, the ladies, and Green and White are determined to put in the work to start another winning streak to carve out a legacy of their own. After the slow start, the pressure is definitely rising. Ang bilin ng coaching staff sa LAC squad ay to stick to their system, show more maturity in their game, and take it 1 point at a time. As they look to secure the second set, let's see if they can transform pressure into fire to ignite the game and maintain their momentum. Balik sa inyo, Martin and Gyra.
Maraming salamat. That's Aliyah Fideliaga, our courtside reporter, with a report from the side of the defending champions. At ganito naman lagi nakikita natin sa Benilde. You know, we see them struggle in some sets. Pero yung mga set pagkatapos nun, they usually dominate teams.
It's the bounce back right after that. And that's expected from the defending champions. Again, they're still very much in the game and they can still win. We have Basarte as their main setter. Second point in this match.
By the way, she has improved a lot and she has imbibed this role as the primary setter of this team. Lalo, ang laki ng kanyang pupunan dito. Former MVP, Chloan Mundo Nieto yung pinalitan niya. So, it's good to see her really, you know, give her game its 100%.
Nolasco giving her 100% at that. She's been really unstoppable in this match, especially when she gained her confidence in that latter part of the first set. And she's been loving the high sets from Basarte.
Kasi wala makaabot dun sa mga bantay niya sa net. 10-4. Zam Nolasco is gleaming with potential. Sure ako marami nang nakaabang dito na mga teams in the next level as we see that go out.
Well, of course, Nolasco has the height and she has the might. And she has great potential, like you said. But we still want to see more of Zam Nolasco.
And it's rare because she has coordination as well. Rare yun, lalo na kapag ganyan katangkad. She's moving very comfortably.
And very fast
very
as well.
fast.
Actually, she's faster this year than she was in the previous years that she's been playing. So a lot of improvement from Nolasco. And not just Nolasco, actually. A lot of teams here in the NCAA.
It's been so competitive. And again, this second round will be unpredictable. Nung isang araw, tinalo po ng LPU ang Perpetual. And EAC, of course, came up with another surprise by beating Mapua in straight sets. So again, second round is the twist in the season with, syempre, yung mga teams na to, nakaharap mo na, you now have the tape, you can look at the plays they're running in the game, at saan sila usually pumupunta, at ano yung rhythm nila sa laro. So now, coming in, teams are better prepared for you. Pero ganun ka rin sa kanila.
Definitely. And also, now that we have a second round, ito yung chance na bumawi, not only physically, but emotionally din ng players. Because coming in, syempre, they want to prove more of what they did in the first round. In the previous seasons, we only had one round. Here, in the 100th season, may chance silang mag-peak. They have chance to have better conditioning, strength and conditioning systems as well. Trainings, rather.
Precisely. All right, let's see if there's a touch. Meron ba? Hold on. Sige, padaanin natin yung bola. Parang wala.
That looks too far for it to be a block touch.
Yeah. So that was clean.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Benilde wins the point. Unsuccessful challenge by Coach Rod. So ito na. Lady Blazers establishing their biggest lead, 11-4. And Lieses is on deck to serve. Ooh, sending that one straight to the net. So, yung mga challenge, again, challenges or
Serving for EAC.
stoppages, yan, madalas parang disguised yan na timeout eh.
A chance
Minsan
for,
napuputol yung momentum, lumalamig yung mga player.
Also a chance na bumulong yung mga coaches.
Pwede. I-regroup nila yung team. Uy! Micah Go! Able to score. And EAC is just unraveling here in set number 2. This is very far from how they performed in the first.
On deck to serve.
As Max
Velasco
scores right here.
And Micah Go, I'm really excited for her to be back here in the NCAA full-time because she was struggling in the previous seasons kasi nga she came from an injury. So right now, we hope to see her in her perfect form.
That's former NCAA MVP Micah Go as Diana finally scores for the Lady Generals. Ito, and Formento with a back set right here. They need more of that.
Serving now for EAC.
But talking about Micah Go, won the MVP before, is a great all-around player, especially defensively, no?
She's just, well, the perfect player to have on your team.
Yeah. Oh, binigay kay Baroga. Yun nga lang.
Binitawan ko na nga kasi baka makuha pa ni Chine eh.
Ganyan din naman yung jersey mo dati.
12.
Meantime.
Green and white.
Yeah. Tinan mo, ayun lang. That's the first time I've seen Gaira shy away from an approaching ball. Meantime, 13-7 lead for Benilde. This is
Serving now for the
setup.
Blazers.
Micah Go.
Basarte.
Wow. Cut shot, targeting, and finding an opening.
And we've been seeing a lot of sharp serves
Yeah.
coming from Benilde in this second set as well. Katarig.
Oh, sent back by Villena. Go again. Siya na yung pinupuntahan dito ni Basarte. Back row hit. Doesn't work. They go to Katarig, who had no choice but to make that push. Villena, nadaplisan lang.
1-2 play.
Wow.
Ondangan, very alert with that ball.
Christy Ondangan. And that's the 1-2 play that you can't stop.
14.
Kasi ang tangkad nung gumawa, tapos ang lakas pa nung pagkakapalo. Ooh, this one went to the net. Good reflexes coming from Formento. Pero buhay pa to. They tried the combination, wasn't able to execute. Katarig. This time they choose Bodonal. She gets the check. Yes, she does.
EAC trying to climb up here in the scores, but Benilde just trying to keep them at bay.
Number 9,
8-14.
Aya Densing is in for
On
Qatarik.
deck to serve, Bodonal.
This is such a deep lineup. Imagine, ang nagpapalitan si Qatarik tsaka si Densing.
You don't know who to choose.
Oo, parehas pahirap pigilan. Running hit for Ondangan. One more time for Christie. Nandun si Budonal. Magalona, or that's Diana rather, with a clean hit.
Diana, and earlier we've been seeing a lot of down-the-line attacks, but look at her powering through those blockers with a cross-court attack.
Recognizing that the blockers were just a second late on that convergence. So, Podonal unleashing, ay, good serve.
Good save by Basarte.
Yeah. Drop ball. Higagana.
That's a chance now for EAC.
Here's the setup for Mento. They go back to Dianan, who finally scores. Ito na ang EAC Lady Generals.
And a timeout for the CSB Lady Blazers.
Dianan bringing EAC back
Timeout
here.
by the Lady Blazers.
Okay. So Coach Jerry, you know, just giving out the instructions right here para hindi mabitawan to ng Lady Blazers. But Dianan is playing well here in set 2 and is gaining more and more confidence.
Well, we've actually been seeing how Razonable was gonna be the best scorer for EAC, but Dianan is just pitching in for her team and powering through, leading talaga. Every person in EAC has been a leader.
10 serving 40.
I wanna see yung kilala yung katabi ni Coach Jerry doon. Former Lady Blazer, Corinne Apostol. I wanna see her head the timeout. Oh, Densing. Bumalik sa side ng Benilde. Ooh,
Miscommunication.
Dorog sends it over. This is the two-handed push.
Good
dive
save.
by Dorog. Micah, go! Wow!
Micah go with a swipe to the down-the-line area, but you also have to commend Jessa Dorog. Last year, she was a captain. And also this year, she's playing as libero from an outside hitter position.
Number 14, Estoque for number
Swiss
3.
Army knife player talaga to. Micah, go. Let's commend that
Serving
hit.
for the
It
Lady
was,
Blazers. Goal.
you know, she was looking right. And then, yung attempt niya, pakaliwa, pa down the line. Grabe pa yung spin ng bola.
Kitang-kita mo na a veteran player.
Yeah.
Talaga itong si Micah Go.
Oh! Answered by a down-the-line hit as well by Dianan.
EAC is still trying to stay here in the second set. But Dianan, I've been seeing in this match, parang favorite
Dianan
spot niya talaga and favorite hits niya ang down the line, which is yet to be read by the Benilde Lady Blazers.
Tsaka yung lihis na yun, ano? Oh. Densing will try. Here's the back set.
Wewe Estoque gets that.
Here's Estoque, leading scorer for Benilde this year.
Winning
That's her first point,
Estoque.
and she will send us to the second technical timeout. They are ahead by 5. Okay, mga kapuso, para sa inyong kwentong totoo, kwentong kapuso. Sumali na sa U-Scoop Plus Facebook group at i-share ang inyong mga larawan at video. Maaaring ma-feature ang inyong storya sa aming newscast. Gamitin nyo lang ang hashtag U-Scoop sa inyong mga post. Okay, so Wewe Estoque, having seen much of her in this game, eto, pumuntos na sa wakas para sa Benilde. That's her first point. She is their leading scorer in the season. A little over 13 points per match. Christie Christy Ondangan with an ace.
Talking about Ondangan, she's actually one of the players who
17
has
serving 11.
improved so much since she was a rookie. Look at her services now. I remember when she played her first game, nahihirapan pa siya mag-serve.
Yeah.
Ngayon, she's one of the best servers for Benilde.
Exactly. Vastly improved itong si Christy Ondangan. And for a little bit there,
Block point for the Lady
she was
Blazers.
dealing with, I believe, a shoulder injury na matagal siya nakabalik. Meantime, look at this. Tensing,
18
roofing.
serving 11.
razonable.
Good timing, good block, and the press on her hands also straight to the floor.
7 puntos ang abante ng Benilde. Razonable. Through the blockers this time.
And ito yung nagiging butas ng Benilde in their defense. That would be zone 6 because you can see the open spiker would always go for that down the line defense while the libero has so much space she has to cover. So they have to make a way to cover that zone 6 of theirs, especially the blockers.
Villena. Basarte. Tensing. Tignan natin ang gagawin ng EAC. Ito, covered na ni Mike Agoy yung likod. Oh! Estoque rises and scores.
From the bench, when she's called, she delivers.
Talk about vastly improving here in the NCAA. She wasn't like this when she first entered. But Estoque, of course, learned from the seniors. Now it's her turn, and she's showing so much promise.
And we've been covering these ladies for years, Martin. And we can see talaga na how they were during their rookie years, and now they're playing as veterans.
Yeah. And one of them, Zam Nolasco, reaches 10 points, reaches double figures in the match. 20-12.
Perfect pass. Good
Razonable.
play, although that was sent out.
Too strong for Razonable. Right intention again.
For EAC, number 10, Ramos. For
Pero
number
masyado lang
16.
malakas yung tulak. EAC shuffling the players. This is Ramos coming in for the first time.
12.
That's a good pass. Back attack doesn't work. Estoque went for the off speed. Bodonal again mula ulit sa likod. They go to Estoque, who goes down the line.
Showing why she's the top scorer for Benilde this season.
Look at this. Estoque, fresh legs,
For number 12.
fresh arms.
And number 11.
So much
Magnayi
power.
For number
And
1.
you saw that block was really close. Sobrang
22,
nipis
serving,
yung
12.
pinadaan niya. Going down the line.
Grabe yan. Tama ka, no? Sarado yung cross court.
Sobrang nipis pa
Konti
nung
lang
down the
dito.
line.
Oo. But she went for it. And she got it done. So Ayadin Singh now, first double-digit lead of the match. Razonable. Katigan. Gets it. Oh! Simpleng-simple lang para kay Nolasco.
Good eye by Nolasco going for that drop ball just behind and beside those blockers. The libero of EAC did not get there in time.
Timeout by
Timeout by
EAC.
Coach Rod.
Score is 23-12.
Naiiwanan na sila
in favor
dito.
of Benilde.
Totoo tayo. Adjust lang ng adjust dun sa mga situation. Sabi ko sa inyo, mahirap talaga silang basahin. Eh, Erika, hindi ka pwedeng yung aangat ka na mabilis, bigla kang babagal, tapos i-roll mo. Kita nila yun. Yan ang ginagawa nila lagi. Practice.
Good timeout by Coach Rod. Also instructing one of his players na hindi pwede yung mabilis yung approach mo, mabilis yung backswing mo, tas bigla kang babagal because that is very easy to read. So you need to have a better technique when doing that, especially Benilde. They're veteran players. They've been through a lot as well as defending champions. Nakikita rin nila, nababasa nila yung mga movement nitong EAC.
That's right. Estoque. EAC has yet to stop Wewe Estoque in this match. They go to Nolasco. Whoa!
Another unstoppable player for Benilde.
And it is set point for the defending champions. This time, the running hit by Zam Nolasco. 12 points in the match. Ramos scramble for EAC. And it's an error that will end set number 2. The Lady Blazers dominating EAC. So the final here, 25-12. Benilde takes a commanding 2-0 lead.
Alam niyo ba na meron ding kapuso stars ang nag-aral sa NCAA schools? Ilan sa mga ito ay sina Yasser Marta na naging team B ng San Sebastian bago lumipat sa LPU. Si Anthony Rosaldo naman ay galing sa Arellano at si Rocco Nasino na naging Mr. Mapua pa. Mga perpetualites naman sina Kailin Alcantara at Shaira Diaz, habang tubong St. Benilde sina El Villanueva at David Licauco. Proud Bedans naman sina Sofia Ceneron, Christopher Martin at Andre Paras. At syempre, ang kapuso primetime king na si Dingdong Dantes ay galing San Beda at naging miyembro pa nga ng cheering squad nito. Yan ang NCAA sa siglo I. Alam niyo ba?
Back to the coverage. And Benilde just went back to business in set number 2. 25-12. Diba? Lagpas kalahati yung panalo dun nitong Lady Blazers.
And that's what you mentioned. Whenever the Benilde Lady Blazers lose a set, talagang nagba-bounce back sila in the second set or the next set. And look what they just showed. Picture-perfect form, great sets, great attacks, and this is what you can expect from the defending champions.
That's right. They did this against JRU and the Lady Bombers won the third set and the fourth, 25-13. Para dito sa Benilde. Ganyan yung ginagawa nila dito against EAC. And again, they're getting it slowly from the veterans. Estoque, Nolasco, Micah Go contributed as well. And the playmaking of Sinead Besarte was a game changer for Benilde.
Definitely all those, but you have to mention as well, going back to that, 17 attacks from the Lady Blazers and EAC with 8 attacks, 2 blocks as well, and 1 service ace for the Lady Blazers, but was not answered by the EAC Lady Generals.
Itong mga numbers na to, this is how you define a shutdown here in volleyball. 6 na attacks lang. And 4 opponent errors, yung nagbigay ng puntos para dito sa EAC Lady Generals. Meantime, on the other side, Benilde stayed efficient. So, dati magkakampi. Micah Go and now Coach Corinne Apostol switching roles this year. Because Micah before, when she was injured, was an assistant for Coach Jerry. So, I'm just chatting up.
And what's great about Benilde also in the second set was the insertion of Estoque. Because the difference is, grabe yung energy ni Estoque nung pagpasok niya sa loob.
Yeah. Talagang pinakitaan tayo ng mga brasuhang hampas. So set number 3, this is Pasarte. Now the primary setter of Benilde. Formento.
Trying to go for a one-hand set, although could not control that.
So, first point goes to the Lady Blazers. Wala na yun Nutsara yun Di ba yung mga ganong one-hand? So, ito na. Formento, 2 hands this time. That is tracked down by Gitigan. Estoque.
From the opposite side this time, going cross-court. Wherever you put Estoque, she's going to make sure she gets that point.
Yeah. She's been so good. Entered in the latter part of set number 2. But she has gotten her number so far. Ooh!
Micah Go with that single block. And the difference from the first set and the third set, makikita natin how EAC has been performing, and also look at their energy.
Yeah.
Bigla ang bumaba din.
Ganda ng body language ng EAC nung simula ng ating laban. Pero hindi na ulit nila naibalik yun. Formento over to Razonable. Oh, Razonable scores. So they're on the board here in the third. Alex Razonable, who was silent in set number 2, gets back on track.
And for EAC, of course, if you're just here on the early part of this set, gusto mo ring bumawi agad para hindi masyadong lumayo yung score and hindi rin kayo mahirapan humabol. And Dayanan.
That's what they did in the first set. They had a few aces in set number 1 and loaded serves to make it difficult for Benilde to set up a play. That time it was Dayanan unleashing a powerful serve.
Dayanan also targeting Dorog in that one, but now going for the open spiker.
Oh, Mike Gago converts a point. So again, this is the old Mike Gago now. We are witnessing. It's good to see her back in shape, back in her good conditioning form. Kasi last year it was, it took her quite a while to get back on track and recover from her knee injury.
And with injuries, it's not just physically where you have to recover. It's mentally, emotionally. It takes such a big toll on you.
And especially with her, as Dayanan commits the error, especially with her. At saka sa volleyball, ACL kasi yun eh. So lateral movement,
jumping, running, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, positional fault here for EAC.
So again, kakabanggit mo lang kanina, EAC made an effort to keep it close, scoring a couple of points, but because of their errors, nakakakuha dito ng cushion ng Benilde. It's a service ace for Mike Gago. Coach Rod doesn't like what he is seeing here.
Timeout by EAC.
Ano naman po yung pressure sa inyo? Bakit pati yung positioning fault na yan, nakukommit nyo pa? Hindi na nga kami nagsisigaw dito, sinasabi na namin gagawin. Hindi nyo pa magawa naman. Secure nyo naman. Alex, nakabox sila, sinasabi nakabox. Padaanin mo lagi sa gap muna. Or sa J mo patamain sa kamay. Ha? Huwag ka mag-drop, Sinabi mo huwag ka mag-drop.
Look at this ace. Mike Gago challenging Razonable. And Go scores again.
You can see the confidence that Benilde has here in this third set, which is the opposite of what EAC has been showing. What Coach Rod said, hindi na nga nagagalit ang coaches. Bakit? Nape-pressure pa sila.
Ito, Alex Razonable.
Trying to make a comeback here in the third set.
Tama si Coach Rod, that's the right approach. What Alex showed us, yung may power, sharp hits. Kasi lahat yata ng drop ball nila na attempt, nasagot nitong Benilde o nakukuha nila.
And maybe Razonable natatakot din padaanin sa blockers kasi she's been blocked a lot in this match. So sabi nga ni Coach, huwag siya mag-drop ball. Ilabas niya, palabas sa blockers or ipa-check niya.
Check out, Pero ito, masyado malakas para kay Razonable. First technical timeout. Lady Blazers are cruising here in the third.
Mga kapuso, nakatutok pa rin kayo sa NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ito ang laban sa pagitan ng De La Salle College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers at Emilio Aguinaldo College Lady Generals. Martin and Gaira, huwag bumitaw sa sistema. Yan ang pinag ni Coach Rod sa kanyang team. Nagtagpuan niya na di kailangan maglaro ng malakas ng Lady Generals, kundi dapat mautak coach also added that what they lack in height, they will make up with strategy and discipline as they continue to anticipate their opponent's shots. The feisty EAC squad will not back down yet, so let's see if the Lady Generals can take command of this set to stay alive in the match. Balik sa inyo, Marco Lungaira.
Maraming salamat, Aliyah Fideliaga. Tama siya. Kailangan mautak at magulang at madiskarte against the defending champions. But right now, it has been a struggle for EAC here in the third set. Sinusubukan naman nila.
Yes, and also, like Aliyah said, they're going against players who have great height. And they can only go against that with great might. But right now, nawawalan din sila ng kumpiyansa itong EAC, which kailangan nilang ibalik.
Yeah. So, Estoque converting, and it is now a 7-point lead.
10 serving 3.
Christy Ondangan. This is not good news for EAC. Christy is on deck, pero sobra yung serve niya doon.
Christy Ondangan is really good on the service line, although yung consistency yung nawawala sa kanya. Because she has the chance to get good aces or pahirapan yung kalaban sa services niya. Yun nga lang, yung consistency niya, nawawala din siya.
Yeah. That's always the risk. You know, if you unleash loaded serves.
High risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward. Estoque. Difficult pass to Formento. Here's Pasarte. Down the middle. That's Zam Nolasco. Again, making it look easy. Grabe si Nolasco. Unstoppable here.
She's been the go-to player for Benilde. Usually that would be the open spikers, but with Basarte, even though it's not the perfect pass, ibibigay niya pa rin sa middles.
Yeah. Oh, strong push from behind. Not gonna drop. Formento tracks it down. This time choosing Dayanan. Andun si Gitigan.
Pancake save.
Yeah, lefty push doesn't work. Both teams making an effort here, but again, it ends with Nolasco.
Zam Nolasco just blazing through for the Lady Blazers. Look at that running slide.
Everything working for Zam Nolasco. Quick attacks, setup at the middle, running attacks. Lahat na convert niya.
Been the ace player in this match.
Yeah. Ooh. And this is a point for Diana. So EAC not out of it just yet, but they need to come alive now.
They just have to find the right energy, which they lost. Kasi nung first set, grabe talaga. They started so strong.
If you guys are wondering, ooh, that's an error they can't afford. Formento with the service error. If you guys were not able to tune in, EAC actually dictated the first set until the final part kung saan nag 7-1 run yung Benilde, kaya yung Lady Blazers yung nakakuha.
Good
30-5,
pass.
yeah. Back set here for Dayanan. A little too wide.
And good for Getigan. She already knew the tendency of Dayanan to go down the line. So she already stepped on the line para alam niya makukuha niya. But good read that it went out.
So you see the Lady Blazers still adjusting to the tendencies of the players here. Magnay coming in for the first time. So ibang diskarte ang gusto ni Coach Rod. First year setter. Oh, a service ace for Lieses.
Lieses with a perfect target going between the libero and the open spiker. Look at that.
Wow. Lieses with a strong serve, and they establish a double-digit lead.
Good pass.
Magnay.
Diana.
Oh, yeah, better setup. Pero ito, this will be tracked down. Getigan sends it over. Magnay choosing. Bodonal that time, no. Go off speed, doesn't drop as well. Oh, Razonable. Had to reach for it. Oh, and it's still alive.
What a save by EAC. Now a chance for Benilde though.
Go.
Still good defense.
Yeah, this is still going. Oh, Oh, kapos lang. Yung drop ni Dayanan, 16-5. As we go to our technical timeout.
Second technical timeout of the set.
Kung sa Season 99 ay may new heroes of the game, nitong unang siglo ay meron ding OG heroes ang NCAA. Hindi lang kasi mga sports legends at mga sikat na celebrities ang naging bunga ng NCAA schools, kundi pati na rin ang mga pambansang bayani ng Pilipinas at dating presidente. Produkto ng Kolehiyo de San Juan de Letran ang mga revolusyonaryong sina Apolinario.
5. And this is Bodonal on your screens. Great effort from Magnayi. EAC, pinapakita nila yung hustle dito. But they're just not finishing these plays.
Well, to be fair with Diana, that was such a good target because there was an open space just on the left side of the open spiker of Benilde. But yung power kasi talagang nagkulang. Yung kanyang drop ball, not giving a chance to EAC to get that point.
So Basilio is back in it. She started the match, was replaced by Basarte midway through the first. I think secondary setter ni Coach Jerry and Coach Onyok, si Zen Basilio. Also a taller setter on this squad. Nolasco!
Well, she's just taking in the reins for Benilde, doing so well in this match. And you can see Zam Nolasco, she's just such an ace player. As a middle blocker, definitely unstoppable for the Lady Blazers.
16 points for Zam Nolasco. Okay. Zam Nolasco, I'm being told right now, has 100% spiking efficiency in this match.
Well,
my goodness.
We can see the where the confidence is coming from.
She has converted everything given to her. Asco commits an infraction there. Grabe naman yun. Jaja Villena. I hope I didn't jinx it. Micah, go.
Broadcaster's jinx.
Oo nga eh. Back row hit. Ito na, Nolasco again. See?
You didn't jinx anything, Martin. Good job.
It's a guaranteed point for the Lady Blazers, at least today, whenever they go to Zam.
With Zam Nolasco, she has good timing and also her speed as well as her jump. So nakikita niya talaga yung butas ng kabilang team in terms of defense.
She has 17 points, by the way. 18-6 lead now for Benilde. Badly needed one for Razonable.
With Benilde, this is what they have been struggling with. Whenever the middle blocker is up for serving, yung defense nila nawawala.
18-7. Long climb for EAC. Tip up and over and in. Hey, Micah, go.
And the former MVP is back. She just knows where to put that ball. A veteran for the Benilde Lady Blazers.
Just needed to do a quick scan.
Zen
And
Basilio.
knew where to place the ball. Micah, go. Excellent game for her. Oh! Service ace.
For Zen Basilio.
Zen Basilio.
Sharp serve off the bench.
20 serving.
We'll be talking to a bunch of players later, but Zen Basilio right here, making it 20-7. Tayanan. Tracked down by Basilio. Teka, may kumawak ng net.
Net violation on EAC, which is something they shouldn't be doing right now, knowing Benilde is up by 13 points.
Again, it's EAC just unraveling here in the third. Second and third set. Hindi sila makasabay dito sa Lady Blazers. Razonable. Better hit from Alex.
And she wasn't afraid of the blockers during that time. Talagang Nilayo niya lang yung bola.
Now serving, Diana.
Yeah. You know, right in between Gitigan and the spiker in front. So 8-21. Dayanan will start. Basilio over to Wewe Estoque, who goes too strong.
Point is credited to EAC.
Ball out.
It's supposed to be 21-9
Serving 21.
in favor of Benilde. This is Dayanan still.
Too strong of a serve.
Service goes out.
Ito rin pag when your energy is up, talagang jittery ka na rin eh. When you want to make that point, nanggigigil ka.
Bigyan na. Yeah.
Now
But they have to
serving.
control their
Goal.
emotions.
Adrenaline is up.
Magnayi. That went across. Balik sa kanila. Razonable. Basilio choosing Ondangan. Razonable. That one was deflected. Ito na si Lieses. Difficult take. Magnayi over to Alex again. Basilio to Estoque, who puts it down.
Willie
23-9.
One of the reliables as well. Estoque going down the line for
23
Benilde.
serving 9.
Such a dominant performance by the Lady Blazers.
New generation
Yeah.
indeed.
Exactly. Dayanan with a free ball. Ondangan. Nasalo ni Dayanan. Back row hit. Mike's was there. Lieses. Tumawid ang bola. Basilio. 2 sets. And Estoque converts off the block.
Estoque had to adjust to that set. She was on air, mid-air, but still made a way to get that point.
The athleticism of Wewe Estoque.
The Benilde Lady Blazers
While moving
are now
right,
at match point.
napa-check out pa niya, sending Benilde to match point. Here's the scramble. Lady Blazers has a chance to take it here.
Good defense.
Magnayi. Razonable is denied. Good reflexes from Magnayi. Alex again with the attempt. It is covered. Getigan to Estoque, who overcooks
Ball
it.
out.
Too powerful, but Benilde is already at match point. EAC needs 14 points to match with Benilde. They cannot make any errors.
Yeah,
Serving now for the Lady
no more room
Generals,
for
Rhea
errors for
Magalona.
EAC, especially on the serve. Yan, diretso kay Dorog. Estoque to end the match.
Willie Estoque.
Wewe Estoque. And set number 3 and gives Benilde his 9th win in season 100.
Estoque can't count her out. She was fresh off the bench, but still one of the ace players here in this match.
25-10. The Lady Blazers with the outright domination over EAC, recovering from a shaky first set. Now let's go to the Lasallian hymn.
A shield of green and white, we'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail.
Lady Blazers sweeping the Lady Generals and now moving up to 9-2 in our team standings, 25-22, 25-12, and 25-10. We'll talk to some players from Benilde side after this break.
Marami sa mga student athletes ng NCAA ang tumutuloy sa mga professional basketball leagues at may mga piling atleta rin na nagiging basketball legends. Ilan sa mga past and future basketball legends ng NCAA ay sina Kaloy Loizaga, Lauro Mumar at Freddie Webb na sinundan nila Atoy Ko, Philip Cesar, Vergel Meneses, Alvin Patrimonio at Samboy Lim. Isama nyo na rin sina Romel Aducul, Rodi Santos, Willie Miller, hanggang sa panahon ni na Ron J. Buenafe, Sunday Salvacion, Scotty Thompson, Calvin Abueva, Gio Halalon, CJ Perez, Ray Nambatak at Robert Bolek. Kahit anong henerasyon, hindi mawawala ng pambato ang NCAA. Yan ang NCAA sa siglo 1. Marami sa mga student athletes ng NCAA ang tumutuloy sa mga professional basketball leagues at may mga piling atleta rin na nagiging basketball legends. Ilan sa mga past and future basketball legends ng NCAA ay sina Kaloy Loizaga, Lauro Mumar at Freddie Webb na sinundan nila Atoy Ko, Philip Cesar, Vergel Meneses, Alvin Patrimonio at Samboy Lim. Isama nyo na rin sina Romel Aducul, Rodi Santos, Willie Miller, hanggang sa panahon ni na Ron J. Buenafe, Sunday Salvacion, Scotty Thompson, Calvin Abueva, Gio Halalon, CJ Perez, Ray Nambatak at Robert Bolek. Kahit anong henerasyon, hindi mawawala ng pambato ang NCAA. Yan ang NCAA sa siglo 1. Hello mga kapuso! Ako po si Christine San Agustin at ngayon, nandito tayo sa San Beda University para saksihan ang kanilang pep rally para syempre ipakilala at suportahan ang kanilang mga atleta na ready nang sumabak para sa
Conclusion of this match between Benilde and the EAC. It is the Lady Blazers taking it in 3, 25-22, 25-12, and 25-10. Outright domination by the defending champions, Martin Javier, Kyra Baroga, right here in the broadcast. Kasama natin ngayon, winning head coach, of course, from Benilde side. Nandito si Coach Onyok Kitigan. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach, 9-2 right now in the season itong Lady Blazers, and this wasn't easy, at least in the first set. Kinailangan nyo magtrabaho doon, habulin, kapitan, at manalo against EAC. What happened there in the first set at paano kayo naka-adjust?
Yung nakaraang game kasi ganda din yung ginawa ni Coach. Na pinasok muna yung mga second stringer, and then pag negative 3 na, kailangan ng palitan.
Okay.
Para makarecover dun sa error.
Eto, dahil si Coach Onyok ang kasama natin ngayon, pag tinatanong ko si Coach Jerry nito, in the past season, hindi niya ako sinasagot talaga ng diretso. Ito ba talagang style? Kasi I remember season 95, sila Maika, sila Cloan, mga rookie nun, sila yung ginagamit ng elimination round. Pagdating na ng playoffs, syempre hindi tayo umabot sa playoffs nun, dapat yung mga veterano na. Ganito rin ba yung style? Syempre transition year ito, maraming nawalang veterano. Bibigyan natin ng playing time yung mga first year players for them to get experience dito sa elimination round. Ganun ba yung style?
Parang ganun lang Kasi syempre pag pinasok mo yung mga second stringer, may mga sitwasyon na may mga hugot ka na pagdating ng game.
Oo.
So lalalim yung bench mo, hindi yung inaasahan mo lang yung mga veterano mo.
Pero bago ibigay kay Gahera, iba yung kumpiyansa nyo rin, syempre, sa mga second stringers, sa mga first year players nyo, buo pa rin. Tiwala kayo sa kanila.
Kasi pag nag-i-ensayo naman, nakikita naman ni Coach, na maganda yung pinaperform nila. So kailangan na bigyan ng break.
Yan.
Well, Coach, in this match, ang ganda rin naman ng ginalaw ng players nyo, especially in the second and third sets. But you were struggling in the first set. Paano nyo na-solve ito, especially with the mix of players you had? Sabi mo nga, sobrang deep ng bench nyo.
During practice kasi, pag nagpo-practice sila, may tune-up. Nakikita namin yung mga player kung paano mag-response dun sa mga error nila. So pagdating ng game, so alam na rin namin kung ano yung gagawin. Alam na rin ni Coach kung sino yung bubunutin kung pag ipapasok na.
Coach, yung dalawang sunod na set, sinasabi ko sa'yo kanina, parang ano talaga eh, parang gusto niyo na umuwi. 25-12. Bumaba pa, 25-10 in the third set. And this is how scary this team is. Late pumasok pa niyan, si Wewe Estoque. Diba? Ano yung nakikita mong potential dito sa team na to? Lalong-lalo na ito, first time natin magsa-second round, ano pa yung pwedeng i-grow ng team na to?
Kasi the more nag-gain experience kasi yung mga second slinger din yung mga first six naman na nasa bench, gigil naman pumasok. So makita nyo, pag pumasok talagang pupuntos na. Correct. So yun yung nangyayari ngayon. Di ba?
So excited.
Excited, oo.
Estoque, excited.
Oo.
Kita mo, kahit ganyan yung binigay na bola sa kanya, maganda pa rin yung kuha niya.
Actually, pagka nandun sila sa bench, tinatanong nila kung kailan sila papasok.
Ah, talaga?
Oo. Seniors lang ko lang na ready lang kayo, tatawagin kayo ni coach.
Unusual yun. Sila yung mga star, pero sige dyan, ready ka lang. Pag tinawag ka namin.
Kasi pagka nag-response ng maayos yung second slinger, hindi na kailangan palitan yun.
Yeah. Oh, that's
diba?
true. That's true. Ganun yung nangyari, coach. Laban nyo nung huli. Diba? Daming double figures, less sisters. Sige, pag-usapan natin yung growth ng mga Gen Zs ninyo. Gen Zs. Lahat naman sila Gen Z. Pero yung mga first-year player ninyo, kamusta sila confidence-wise? Naka-adjust na ba sila dito sa competition ng NCAA? At ano yung reaction nila? Siyempre, coach, iba pa rin pag may camera, pag may mga ilaw. Adjusted na ba sila doon?
Yung sa adjustment naman, adjusted na kasi yung mga iba dyan kasi nanggaling naman yung sa school na maraming sinasalihan liga eh. So yung number one yun, kung may experience talaga, madali na lang turuan yun kasi hirap ituro ng experience eh. Kahit na i-train mo yan, pero kung hindi napapalaban, parang baguhan pa rin yan pagdating ng totoong game. Correct.
Pero dito, coach, kanina maganda rin yung kanilang ipinakita dito at ang laki-laki pa rin ang potential nyo, ang lalim ng bench nyo. I wanna go to Zam Nolasco. Kasi parang hindi siya nagmintis. I checked the stat line earlier. I think she was 100% with her attempts. Lahat ng binigay nyo sa kanya, lahat ng binigay sa kanya ni Basarte, kahit si Basilio nung huli, lahat nako-convert into points. Talk about her improvement. Kasi pinagkikwentuhan namin kanina ni Gaira na hindi siya ganyan nung first year. First year, ano siya? Backup ni Mitch. Diba?
Ang laki ng pinagbago talaga ni Zam.
Bago. Tsaka talagang efficient na siya.
Pagdating naman sa ganun, pag alam mong ikaw na, gagampanan mo na yan eh. Hindi mo na bibitawan yun kasi gusto mo talagang maglaro eh. Pero pag alam mo kasing hindi ikaw pa, parang ganun-ganun pa lang. Pero pag ikaw na, laging ikaw yung binubunot at laging ikaw na i-expose, so nasasanay ka na rin.
Kailangan ikaw na yung mag-step up.
So pagdating ng game, alam mo na ikaw talaga.
Coach, based from experience ba yan? Kasi ikaw na yung kausap namin ngayon. Biro lang. Joke lang, coach. Joke lang. Go.
But coach, again, maraming players dito na sa'yo rin nang galing. Nakikita mo ba paano yung growth nila from the high school ranks ngayon, nasa collegiate ranks? Ano nakikita mo na pinagbago nila or yung gusto mo naman magstay sa kanila din?
Siyempre, siyempre masaya ka, nakikita mo sila nag-grow eh. Nandun yun yung maturity na hindi na kinakabahan, alam na yung gagawin. So yun, number one yun.
Okay, speaking of Kaba, coach, siyempre, this is a transition year for Benilde. Siyempre, the youngsters are still getting used to the NCAA competition. First time niyong matalo in 3 seasons. First time tayong hindi magsi-step ladder. I want to talk about that. Paano nag-recover yung mga manlalaro mo doon? Kasi siyempre, if it's not a big deal for the other teams, I'm sure it's a big deal for you guys. Kasi siyempre,
you've been undefeated for so long.
Pre-pandemic pa kayo huling natalo. Diba? So, ano yung ibig sabihin nung nangyaring yon para sa mga players mo? At nung nakita mo lang, paano sila nag-respond?
So, yun nga, minsan nasabi ko rin sa mga bata na hindi kayo yung lineup na nag-champion nung nakaraan.
Okay.
So, iba to. Oo, iba to. So, kailangan iba yung response nyo. Kung inayos na, mas ayusin nyo ngayon kasi may pinangahawakan kayo.
Okay. Coach, maraming nanonood sa inyo ngayon. Mga kamag-anak ninyo. Pwede mo silang batiin ngayon. Shoutout mo sila. Go ahead, Coach.
Sa CSB community, salamat po. Sa Gitigan family, tsaka sa Franco family, and Banag family po. Salamat po sa support po.
Ayan. Coach Onyok Gitigan, maraming salamat.
Thank you po.
Head coach of the Benilde Lady Blazers. Again, they sweep the EAC Lady Generals in this match. Ngayon naman, ipasa natin sa ating courtside reporter ni si Aliyah Fideliaga kasama si Ash Lieses. Go ahead, Aliyah.
Martin and Gaio, kasama ko nga ngayon si Ashley Esses ng Lady Blazers. Unang-unang, Ash, congratulations on your win today. Anong pakiramdam na rookie ka pa lang pero malaki nang nakakontribute mo sa team?
Actually po, super grateful po ako na nakakapaglaro po ako kahit as a rookie po ako. And super saya ko po talaga kasi kahit on time may na-intribute din po ako sa loob ng court and nakakatulong din po ako kala ate. Yun po.
Ayan, so speaking of, syempre, I'm sure nakakatulong na kasama mo nga ang iyong twin sister on the court, si Kai. So anong pakiramdam na you guys grace the court and play together in the collegiate level?
Grabe po yung yung saya ko kasi since bata po kami, magkasama na po talaga kami sa loob ng court and never, like parang grabe po yung feeling pag kasama po talaga yung kambal ko pag sa loob. Like grabe yung connection po namin sa isa't isa and parang na-enjoy po namin talaga yung game namin.
And syempre marami din kayong veterans sa team. So ano ang mga advice na nabibigay nila sa iyo bilang rookie?
Yun nga po, yung about sa tuturuan nila po ako about sa mga karakteristik ko po kasi kulang pa po ako nun and sa body language ko po kasi kulang pa po talaga ako pero try ko pa rin like mag-adjust and mag-step up kasi kailangan din po ako sa loob kahit as a rookie pa rin ako, kailangan ko pa rin mag-step up.
Yan, last question. Ano ang gusto mo pang ipakita sa mga NCAA fans ngayong round 2?
Ang gusto ko lang po sabihin is gagawin ko po yung makakaya ko hanggang sa dulo po. Yun lang.
Ayan, to end, Ash, pwede mo nang batiin ang mga family mo, fans at ang CSB community.
Hi po sa pamilya ko po, sila nanay, daddy, and sila Papa Romel, sila mama, and sa mga Bunag family and Jesus family po sa Antipolo, and sa mga nagsusuporta po sa amin ngayon. And sa mga loved ones din po namin.
Ayan, thank you, Ash. Back to you, Martin, Guy.
Thank you, Aliyah. Kasama si Ashley Esses. Ayan po, Martin Javier, kasama pa rin si Gaira Baroga right here in the broadcast. And we are with our best player of the match. Nandito si Zam Nolasco. I was talking about this during the coverage. Did not miss. I think 100% spiking efficiency. A total of 17 points. Zam, congratulations.
Thank you po. Congrats, Zam.
Ibang klase. Okay, binabanggit mo na sa amin. Nag-uusap na kami kanina pa. Nagchichikahan na kami dito. Okay, sinasabi ni Zam kanina na talagang gusto mong bumawi dito sa laban na to because you had a tough game against JRU. Ano nangyari doon? Tapos, paano ka naka-bounce back dito?
Nung last game po kasi sobrang ewan ko, ang bigat ng feeling ko that time. Pero like, after the game talaga, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na need ko bumawi. And yun, ito yung chance ko na bumawi talaga ako sa game na to.
Came off the bench today. Ito yung numbers mo. 14 attacks and 3 blocks. Came off the bench ka. Kamusta yon? Nasasanay ka na ba doon? O syempre mas gusto mo nagsisimula ka pa rin?
Actually, hindi po talaga. Kanina nung naglalaro ako, sobrang lamig ko talaga. Pero sinishake off ko na lang po talaga. Sabi ko, need ko talaga mag-perform.
Sige, pag-usapan natin yung set number 1. Lahat ng attempt mo, ayan o, lahat ng papakita po namin na attempt niya, yan yung mga attempts niya talaga. Yan lang yun. Kasi na-convert niya lahat. Okay, set number 1 did not go your way, at least initially. Diba? Yung mga rookies ninyo yung naglalaro. Pero nung pinasok ka na, biglang nag-iba yung tema ng laro. Ano yung sinabi mo sa kanila at saka napag-usapan nyo? Pati na rin ikaw, ano yung motivation mo when you enter the game?
Alam ko naman po kasi talaga sa kapag nasa loob po talaga ako po talaga yung pinagkakatiwalaan nila pumatay ng bola. And syempre, as a nag-guide din sa kanila, kailangan ko po talagang ipakita na kaya ko na ma-convert lahat ng ibibigay sa akin na bola nila, Ate Chinay.
And also, syempre, you have big shoes to fill. Yung seniors nyo, umalis na, they've graduated. And eto nga, 100% yung pinapakita mo, not only with quick attacks, pero nagtetres ka na rin ngayon. Ano yung transition nun for you na you had to learn that in a span of a year na kailangan ka talagang mag-step up?
Kasi hindi naman, lagi po sa amin sinasabi ni Coach Je, hindi naman po palaging may receive kami. So, kailangan bigyan din kaming mga middle. So, nag-a-adjust talaga kami lahat sa tempo, sa timing, and yun, every game talaga na pinag-uusapan namin kung ano yung mas magiging, mag-work sa team namin. So, yun, like, sa training din, pinagpa-practicean namin yung ganong mga sets.
Well, also, dito nga sa second round na to, mas marami nang nakakilala sa inyo, how you guys work, how you guys play. Paano kayo magpe-prepare for your next few games? Kasi ibang-iba itong season 100 compared sa mga nilaruan yung seasons in the past.
Siguro nung past games namin, dun po talaga namin nakilala yung team namin eh. Like, lahat, andun yung losses and yung mga rattles na nagagawa namin sa court. And ngayon, parang nagfo-focus kami na kailangan namin mas gandahan yung performance namin, lalo na ngayong round 2 nga. And siguro, mas inaano lang namin yung sarili namin sa goal talaga namin eh. Yun lang.
Zam, na-mention namin kanina yung growth mo as a player kasi first year mo, napapanood ka na namin, backup kanila, of course, nila Mitch, when you had the veteran medals before. Ngayon, napakalaki na ng progression nitong laro mo. May follow-up question ako, pero commentan mo muna yon. Anong klaseng off-season work yung ginagawa mo para lagi kang mag-improve sa game mo?
Sobrang ano lang po talaga eh. Sa mga games namin, sa mga off-season, babad lang po talaga ako nila coach. And dun ko talaga na nagigain yung mga lessons. And siguro mas malaking help din talaga na makasama sila Ate Mitch that time nung last season. Kasi ang dami ko rin po talaga sa kanila natutunan.
Susunod kong tanong, kasi syempre, Gaira mentioned, lahat sinubukan mo dito sa laban, quicks, nag-drop ka, meron ka ng mga running attacks din, may mga ganun kang play. Next time ba namin, next year, magiging opener ka na ba?
Feel ko opposite.
Well, sobrang lethal nun as an opposite hitter. Yung mga open spikers ng kabilang team, no entry na talaga.
Pero gusto ko yung willing. Si Zam, di ba? Magiging mako-convert siya doon. Okay, Zam, ito yung pagkakataon mo because you are the player of the match. Pagkakataon mo na batiin lahat ng nanonood sa inyo ngayon, pati na rin yung mga kaibigan mo.
Yun po, binabati ko po lahat ng lahat po ng nanonood ngayon sa NCAA and most especially po sa family ko na nanonood sa bahay. Lalo po sila mama, sila papa, and si Lola po. And yun po, gusto ko lang po magpasalamat sa Tan family and sa Lau family po. And thank you din po sa Benilde community na patuloy pong sumusuporta sa amin. Yan lang po. Thank you.
There you go. Zam Nolasco, congratulations.
Thank you po.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our player of the game with 17 points, 14 of attacks, and 3 blocks today. Pero hindi pa tayo tapos, mga kapuso. We continue to talk to the players of the Lady Blazers. Ngayon naman, si Wewe Estoque kasama si Aliyah Pedaliaga. Go ahead, Aliyah.
And Martin and Gaia, kasama ko ngayon si Wewe Estoque. So ate, magandang naging start nyo this second round at ikaw ang isa sa mga steady forces behind the Lady Blazers. So anong plano nyo to keep up this momentum for the rest of the season?
Yung lagi lang namin ginagawa is yung training talaga. And pinapanood namin yung mga games namin para makita namin if ano pa yung mga lapses and kailangan pang i-improve in the next game.
So, bilang human resource management student ng De La Salle College of St. Benilde, paano mo nagagamit ang iyong communication skills on the court?
Ayun lang, lagi naman sinasabi ni coach sa amin na yung communication talaga, yung pagsasalita sa loob ng court is importante. So, ayun, yun yung ginagawa ko, kinakausap ko sila ate and sila yung mga rookies namin na nandun sa loob ng court. So, ayun, parang need talaga na magsalita kasi yun yung pinaka-key na factor doon sa loob ng court.
And so, syempre, ibang-iba na ang roster ng Lady Blazers this season. So, paano kayo nag-adjust bilang team?
Yun na nga, sa training talaga, doon talaga natin makikita, doon din kami babalik at babalik talaga sa training kung ano yung kailangan talaga namin i-improve talaga as a team.
And so sabi nga ni Mike Ago sa akin, syempre this season na snap ang iyong 40-game winning streak. So sabi naman niya na gusto niyong gumawa ng bago in this new era. So paano niyo ito gagawin at ano ang motivation niyo to handle the pressure?
Syempre kami din, gusto din talaga namin. Yan talaga yung gusto namin na bubuo kami ng streak na sa amin. And ayun, siguro gagawin lang namin kung ano yung dapat namin gawin dun sa court and ilabas lang namin kung ano yung game talaga namin. And ayun, magtulungan lang. Yun lang.
Yan, Wewe. So this round 2, ano pa ang gusto mong ipakita sa mga NCAA fans?
Gagawin ko lang yun kung ano yung skills na meron ako and kung ano yung plano na dapat namin gawin. Yun lang talaga.
Alright, Wewe, it's time to greet your family, your fans, and the CSB community.
Binabati ko po yung family ko po sa Cotabato, sila mama, papa, si Clark, si ate Erlene, and yung mga friends ko po sa Torres, hello po. And yung mga tita ko po sa Barungis, tito and lolo ko po. And yung mga tito-tita ko po sa Taguig, and yung kuya ko na nasa Pangasinan, and yung kuya ko din nasa Taguig. And sa mga sa Tan family and Lau family, thank you din po. And dun sa Benilde community, thank you po sa support. Yun lang.
Yan, thank you, Wewe. Now I'll pass the floor back to you, Martin and Jaira.
Thanks, Aliyah. That's Wewe Estoque. Well, entered, I think, second set now, towards the end of the second set, but, made her impact right away upon entering the match. Congratulations. Martin Javier, kasama pa rin si Jaira Baroga. Now, we are with the returning Maika Go. Bumalik siya last year, but she wasn't herself. She was still recovering, but now she is her old self, in her MVP form dito sa NCAA. Yun yung inaabangan natin at na-miss natin dito sa NCAA. Maika Go, welcome back.
Welcome back, Maika. Glad to have her back, actually.
Last time kinausap natin si Maika, assistant coach pa siya. Congratulations, naging player ka na ulit. Biro lang. Okay, Mike's Benilde this year, ikaw yung talagang may task na maging leader nitong napakabatang team na to. Of course, you are the super senior of the team. And this is your final year.
Senior.
Super senior. Hindi naman. Bata pa siya. Pero siya talaga yung pinaka-ate nila dito sa team na to. Paano mo tinake yung oportunidad na yon at paano mo siya ginagampanan ngayong, syempre, NCAA na tapos 2 rounds pa tayo?
Well, syempre, yung lagi kong iniisip is to i-embrace yung role. Yung i-love ko yung anong ginagawa ko ngayon. Kasi in the first place, if di mo naman gusto yung ginagawa mo, mahihirapan ka. So, nag-enjoy naman ako kasama yung mga bata ngayon. Well, yun nga, bata. So, minsan nakakatawa. Yun, iba nakakatawa sila eh. Sobrang, yun, ganun. Pero, yun, di ko naman siya naisip masyado. Gusto ko lang talaga kung ano yung laging sinasabi ni Coach na kung anong kulang sa team, yun yung pupunuin ko.
Okay, Mike's 9-2 kayo ngayong season. Tinanong to kanina kay Coach Onyok. Siyempre, first time niya matalo in 3 years. From a player's perspective and as a leader on this squad, paano niya ba inabsorb yun? Yung mga pagkatalo na yun para ma-improve pa yung laro niya?
Well, siguro sabi namin na kailangan talaga namin matalo para matuto. Kasi wala namang sigurong nananalo na hindi natututo. So, yun. And yung mga last year, yung mga past 3 years, I think yung sila Gail. So, sabi naman ni Coach, ibang group na yun eh. So, kumbaga, ito yung bagong group ngayon na kailangan namin matuto, kailangan ko anong mga kailangan dito, yun yung mga kailangan namin i-ayos.
Bago ipasa kay Gaira, update tayo Kamusta na? 100%? Last season, you returned, but obviously, meron ka pang restriction sa movement. Siyempre, inaalalayan mo pa yung injury mo. Now, how are you? Maybe this is 2 years after injuring your knee. Kamusta ka na ngayon sa journey mo in returning to the court? Are you 100%? Okay ka na ba?
Yes, hindi naman na sumasakit. So, unlike before na every galaw, parang takot pa ako papunta sa left. Parang ganun. Kasi pagtukod ko masakit. So, ngayon hindi naman ako naiilang.
Well, Maika, talking about your injury, it's been more than a year, actually, almost 2 years, ang recovery mo. How did this take a toll on you? Siyempre, emotionally, mentally, you had to get back. Ikaw na yung super senior, as we said. So, how did you get out of that rut and lead your team no matter what you were going through?
Meron kaming tissue dito.
Eto.
naging magpakailanman ka. Okay lang naman. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, thankful din naman ako sa mga coaches kasi yun, ang haba ng patience na binigay nila sa akin. So yun naman talaga yung importante and natutunan ko along the way. So if hindi mahaba yung pasensya mo sa sarili mo. So hindi mo talaga, I think, kakayanin yun. So yun lang yung ginawa ko sa buong nawala ako. So kailangan lang ng pasensya sa sarili ko and ayun. So di ko naman namalayan na nandito na ako.
Another question na related din doon kasi syempre nung pumasok ka as a rookie, that's when the dominance started also for CSB. Dito natin nakita na undefeated na rin itong
Hindi, parang lagi kasi namin iniisip talaga na different group na talaga yung nandun. So kami talaga yung bagong group na kailangan may bago kami kung paano namin i-handle kaming lahat, paano namin aayusin to, paano namin i-survive yung buong season Kasi hindi naman lagi na, yes, magre-rely na lang kami na, okay, champion kami. Pero ayun nga, yung naglalaro naman before was different group of people naman. So, yun. So, gusto namin, may sarili kaming hard work na kailangan namin kunin.
Okay. Tanong ko lang, Mike, kasi you spent a season, pero tatawa, as an assistant coach for Benilde. Ano yung mga learnings mo doon? Kasi syempre, iba yun Lagi mo napapanood yung games, kumbaga nakikita mo kung saan kayo po pwedeng mag-improve at ikaw mismo, as a player, kung saan ka pwedeng mag-excel. Ano yung mga nakuha mo from that experience na nadadala mo ngayon as a player once again?
Wala props lang. Props lang sa coaching staff.
So honest. So honest.
Well, siguro eager na lang ako. Sobrang eager ako maglaro. Kasi parang siguro di naman, before ako ni-injured, lagi ako naglalaro, nakakalaro ako. So, yung nasa bench ako, so parang syempre may gusto kang i-help sa team. So, wala kang magawa. So, yun lang yung I think na-realize ko na, parang bakit ganun.
Pero during your time as an assistant coach, syempre, nandun ka na sa strategy making with the coaches as well. Paano mo siya naintindihan and also i-relay din sa mga teammates mo? Kasi syempre, ibang thinking na ang coaches sa players. Now that you're back, paano mo kinonect yung dalawa?
Well, siguro kasi pag coach's perspective, parang pag nagagalit sila, hindi naman yun parang negative para talaga sa amin. So, lahat naman ng sinasabi ng coaches, tama So, yun yung na-realize ko na parang hindi naman sila magagalit sa amin ng walang purpose. So, yun. So, lagi kong din sinasabi sa mga teammates ko pag nagagalit si coach, well, mali naman kasi talaga kami, kaya sila nagagalit. Yun.
Okay. Mikes, bago kita ipag-lunch, tsaka ibabati sa mga viewers natin. Naalala ko dati, when I interviewed Coach Jerry, in-acknowledge niya na yung batch ninyo, nila Chloa, nila Jade, nila Gil, sabi niya, this is a special batch. Yes. Sabi niya, kaya nag-excel to ng ganito. Even season 95, yun yung first year ninyo, kayo yung nagsa-start ng mga games at undefeated kayo during that time. Ano yung mga qualities dun sa batch ninyo na ngayon, syempre, ginagawa ito sa mga first-year players nyo, sila binibigyan ng experience dito, na nakikita mo dito sa batch ng players na meron kayo ngayon na po pwedeng magdala sa inyo ulit sa championship?
Siguro, kasi nung batch namin nila Gil, kami lang yun So, wala kaming, siguro pag may papasok kami sa bench, natatakot kami. Parang ganun. So, etong batch na to, parang confident naman ako na kapag kahit sino ipasok, kaya naman nila. So, yun yung pinagkaiba sa dalawa. And yung batch ko lang talaga kasi lahat kami magkaka-batch nga. So lahat kami nagli-lead sa team. So yun din yung isa sa difference sa ngayon.
Oo. Kumbaga lahat kayo leader.
Yes, lahat kami leader nung
ngayon,
kami nila Gil.
Ngayon inaamin niya na super senior na talaga siya.
Siya na yung super leader. Sige, Mikes. Gutom na daw si Mikes. Gusto na niya mag-lunch. Okay, Mikes, go ahead. Greet all of our viewers right now, lalong-lalo na yung mga taga-suporta ninyo.
Well, thank you sa CSB community, sa support lagi, sa family and friends namin na nandyan. Sa Lao family, Tan family, thank you po sa support. And also sa mga lahat na nanonood.
Ayan, Mike Ago of the Benilde Lady Blazers did everything today. Defense, offense, she was there in this win against EAC as expected. Thank you so much, Mike. Okay. Ngayon
Glad
naman
to have
po,
you back.
susunod natin kakausapin. Ito hindi to same player Magkamukha lang This time it's gonna be Kyle Yeses talking to our courtside reporter Aliyah Fideliaga. Aliyah?
Thank you, Martin. So congrats nga, Kai. Maganda ang laro niyo today. And syempre, unang-una, nakikita nga talaga ang passion mo on the court. So, kailan mo ba minahal ang volleyball?
Since grade 5 po, parang pares pa kami nakakambal ko na nag-start lang na parang laro-laro lang na volleyball. Tapos ayun, na-addict na kami, parang nagustuhan namin yung pagod, yung sakit ng katawan, yung impact ng bola sa katawan namin. Yun po.
Okay, so syempre bilang rookie, kinabahan ka ba or na-pressure ka ba dahil pumasok ka agad sa team na may isang championship streak?
Actually po nung una, yes, kinakabahan po kami ng kakambal ko. Kasi syempre, champion tong team na to and grateful po kami na napili kami na ipasok dito. So, as much as possible, gusto din po namin makasabay sa mga skills nila kahit rookie pa lang po kami dalawa.
Syempre, kaya gusto namin lahat malaman, may advantage ba sa pagiging twin sa volleyball? May telepathy ba kayo? Ano ba yung advantage nito?
Meron naman po kami telepathy kahit sa loob ng court. Kilala namin isa't isa, alam namin paano yung mga laro namin. And sometimes pag pares kami ng suot, minsan pag wrong rotation, nakakatakas kami. Lang. Napapaglaruan namin yung referee. Yun.
Okay, so Kai, ano pa nga ba ang gusto mong ipakita sa mga NCAA fans ngayong round 2?
For now po, gusto ko talaga, ngayong round 2 po kasi grateful po ako na line up ako and as much as possible, gusto ko mapakita ko yung kaya ko and yung mga skills ko.
Ayan, Kai, so now it's time to give a shoutout sa mga gusto mong pasalamatan.
Gusto ko po sana pasalamatan si Papa Romel, si Mama Maricel, Nanay Roda ko, and kapatid ko si Sharina, and sa CSB community, maraming salamat po, and sa dati ko pong school, sa KMS, kay Coach Onyok, and kay Sir Doc Leonard po, sa mga sumusuporta po sa amin lagi dati. Yun lang po.
Yeah, thank you, Kai. Now I'll turn over the floor back to you, Martin and Geiger.
There you go. That is Kyle Yeses. Of course, one half of the Yeses sisters. Maganda rin ang pinakita dito sa laban natin. Okay, Benilde Lady Blazers now moving up to 9-2 in the team standings. At least at this moment, they are number 1. Mamaya-maya po maglalaro ang formerly number 1 team natin, the Letran Lady Knights, facing the Perpetual Lady Altas. Of course, Letran won against San Beda in the previous game. Perpetual gustong bumawi at nakakuha ulit ng panalo kasi natalo sila sa LPU. More on that, pero later on, we'll head to a quick break first. After that, on the other side, we'll have some numbers and an update on the team standings. Huwag kayong alis, magbabalik ang NCAA. Tayo po ay nagbabalik sa loob ng Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, still in the post-game discussion of this matchup between Benilde and the EAC. Martin of the Air, Guy Baroga right here in the coverage. And Guy, again, the defending champions, just got the job done against EAC, especially after that set number 1 struggle. Na-overcome nila yon, and they were back to business and their old form in the next 2 sets.
Well, EAC started it good, but the Benilde Lady Blazers definitely ended it so much better. Nakita natin yung championship form nila. We heard from Mike Ago earlier how much they have struggled, but they're getting back in to this form. So hopefully in their next few games, tuloy-tuloy na rin ito.
And we kept mentioning the depth of this team. Despite being a young team, a lot of players from last season, yung mga veterano nila at yung core nila in their championship years, nawala na. Sila Chloan, sila Jade, si Gail, at saka si Michelle Gamit, nawala na. Pero yung mga pumalit, malalakas pa rin. Yung mga first-year players, malalakas pa rin at mas lumalim pa nga yung mga team na to. Kahit anong bunot ni Coach Onyok, lahat gumagana sa court.
Definitely a new generation. We saw how much potential they have. And again, they're rookies. Look at the next few years. Alam natin magiging more stable and a lot more fiercer itong Lady Blazers.
That's right. Let's check out the highlights of this match. Of course, itong EAC Lady Generals, well, first set natin, iba yung tema. Nagulat lahat nung nag-dominate itong EAC Lady Generals. They were ahead by 4 in certain parts of this set number 1. They were the ones dictating the tempo until the Lady Blazers woke up.
7-1 run in the latter part of the first set. Nakita natin how Lieses and also Dinsing was just performing really well, showing why they are the defending champions here in the NCAA. But again, this EAC squad, ang dami pa rin kasi nilang pwedeng ipakita. Yun nga lang, the composure needs to be a lot more consistent. Well, with their defense, wala tayong problema. In the past few years, we've been seeing yun yung pinaka-consistent for EAC.
And the Lady Generals are actually coming in with a lot of confidence because they came off a game where they beat the Mapua Lady Cardinals in straight sets. And Mapua is one of the top 4 teams right now in the league. So that was a huge confidence booster for Coach Rod's squad. And that's what they showed in set number 1. Botonal, Dayanan, etong si Alex Razonable picking up from where she left off in that previous game. But again, the question was sustaining it until the very end, especially against the defending champions. And Benilde responded. Through the veterans, they ended set 1 7-1.
And whenever the Benilde Lady Blazers loses a set, talagang they dominate the next set. Here in the second set, we saw how fierce Zam Nolasco was. She was starting it off from her quick attack, stress, running, and yun nga, 100% itong si Nolasco in this game.
Okay. EAC scored 22 points in the first set, right? They scored 22 points in the next 2 in total. So that's how dominant Benilde was in this game, in the next 2 sets. Wewe Estoque, late entry in the game, but making an impact right away. And this young lady right here, you saw the numbers earlier, 17 points, 14 off attacks, and 3 blocks with such a high efficiency rate here in this match. Zam Nolasco was unstoppable.
Here in the third set, it was only 19 minutes for them to play. And you had these Benilde players just pushing through. And also, nakita natin yung composure nila. Dito na yung confidence nila. Bumalik na. With EAC, this is where things started to just go downhill. Kasi yung confidence nila ng first set, nawala talaga dito in the third set.
That's right. Even the scorers, the spikers, as we see another running kill by Zam Nolasco, pati yung mga spikers netong EAC, rattled na at intimidated na dun sa depensa ng Benilde.
Well, you have to credit the blockers of CSB in that kasi sa sobrang established ng middle blockers and also their pins in the sides, you have Razonable was not able to hit anymore and just going for those drop balls, which yun nga yung sinabi ni Coach Rod. They had to go for those strong out hits.
Yeah. So final numbers of this match. 75-44. Ito yung sinasabi natin. Only 44 total points. 22 in the first and 22 in total in the next two for EAC. What sticks out for you here, Gaira?
Well, of course, you have the attacks, 45 attacks, and those 6 blocks, you can see that the middle blockers really established their presence in this match. Not only them, you have Ayadin Singh, who had a block point of her own, straight to the floor at that. Nakikita natin yung potential and skills nitong CSB. And then the next few years, if they're scary now, what will they be next year?
Yeah, I wanna put focus on the aces. Kasi kahit dikit yan, 4-3. First set natin, abante dyan sa department na yan, itong EAC Lady Generals. And kapansin-pansin na in the next 2 sets, one of the goals of Benilde was to put pressure on their first ball. Kinakargahan nila yung kanilang mga serve at yun yung nangyari. You know, 4 aces in total for Benilde after having none at all in set number 1. So that's how they are. That's why they are the 3-time defending champions. They were undefeated for 5 years? Yeah, before 2025 happened. So, ganyan ang DNA nitong Benilde Lady Blazers. Kahit sino ipasok sa sistema ni Coach Jerry at Coach Onyok. Very impressive from Benilde as they got their 9th win of the season. Now, they await the winner, of course, of the next game. Tignan natin kung tatabla ba ang Letran sa kanila sa team standings or hahabol itong Perpetual Lady Autas. Okay, so now, we check out our team standings. Guys, this is the situation right now. Look at how tight it is.
Well, especially in that top 4. Again, ending the first round, it was a quadruple tie in that top spot. But right now, Benilde is 9-2 win-loss ratio with 26 points. So they can't be too comfortable here because Letran has 25 points, while the Lady Altas has 21. So talagang there's a possibility na mahabol pa sila. So they have to be more consistent and steady in their next few games. You have EAC after this game with a 3-8 win-loss ratio as well. Medyo they need to be more stable. I would say, although they have the firepower already in this season, there's a lot more to improve on in their next few games.
I'll put focus on the other teams as well. Number 2 and number 3 will face off in our second game at 2:30 p.m. LPU with 2 straight wins to move up to 5-6, finally getting their rhythm after a slow start. Although they lost a key player yesterday in Jaja Tulang. Prayers up for Jaja, injuring her elbow in yesterday's game against JRU. At itong San Sebastian, nanalo kontra Arellano in 4 sets. That was a big win for them. Naitabla nila yung mga sarili nila against the Lady Chiefs. Okay, more when we return. Pagbalik po natin, titignan natin yung nangyari sa men's division, Benilde versus EAC. Huwag kayong alis. Back to our coverage. Still at the post-game discussion of this win by the defending champions over EAC. And again, they won it in straight sets. Etong Lady Blazers 9-2 sitting on top. A familiar place for them right here in the women's volleyball competition. But now it's time for us to move on to the men's side of things. This is our first game of the day. Benilde and EAC, but in the men's division. So in this game, So the Blazers this year, much improved team. Ito na yung pinuhunan nila Coach Arnold Lanyog. Mga recruits nila in the past years. Now it's coming together. They're 9-2 right now in the team standings. EAC, itong men's team natin, they've achieved so much success in the past. Pero nagsastruggle sila this year.
It was quite a surprise that they're actually not in the top 4 this year so far. So this is something that is they're trying to adjust to kasi nga marami ring nagbabago within the team, and it's also a 2-round kind of NCAA. So marami pang pwedeng mangyari, Martin.
Tight na tight din yung men's division natin with Mapua. Of course, still undefeated, 10-0, forcing a step ladder. Well, hindi pa. Meron pang 8 games to confirm that. But right now, if they remain undefeated, baka ganyan nga yung mangyari. Let's check out the highlights here of that match by Benilde and EAC. Set number 1, again, right before this, 8-2 itong Benilde. Ito namang EAC, 3-7. So, really identical to their women counterpart. And Benilde set the tone here in set number 1. They won at 25-16.
And with this Benilde team, 25-16, you can see how much they've dominated, especially in the first round. Although, I got to talk to some of their coaches actually in the first round. Medyo, this is something that they're harvesting now because it's been an investment of theirs for the past years. They've been struggling, and this year, nakikita na nila yung growth ng players and also the improvement, as you can see from that hit.
Wow, Aguilar, that's Arnel Aguilar, who scored 4 points in set number 2. So Benilde also won set number 2. But in set number 3, things started to change. EAC started to fight back.
Well, you can see that how much EAC wanted to extend this match. And nakikita rin naman natin, EAC is a team who is also scary, especially when they're playing their best game. So they just really need to have the consistency here. 25-23 was the score. It was very, very close.
Dikit na dikit yun, but a win for EAC, and they followed it up with a good set number 4 here. Look at this, the kill block, set 4. Si Michael Jella, yung nag-lead sa set natin na to with 8 points on the side of EAC. And they won it. They were able to grind it out and force a deciding set.
And eto na nga, when it came into the 5th set, it was an extended match here, an extended set. You can see that both teams did not want to give up and get this win, of course.
Kala nga natin hindi na tayo mag-game 2. Sa dikitan at sa haba ng laban na to, Rocky Motol with some swag for the Benilde Blazers, countered right back here by EAC. But in the end, again, a gritty performance by the Blazers, eking out a 5-set win and 17-15, an extension in the extended set of set number 5. So, yun yung highlights natin. Of course, Benilde was led by Rocky Motol, totaling 24 points. Jacob Herrera with 16. EAC, on the other hand, was led by Michael Jella with 21. And Frilwin Takulog with 15 points. So that moves Benilde to number 2 right now in the men's division at 9-2. Just right behind Mapua, who is still undefeated at 10-0. Pero itong EAC continues to slip down, or slide down rather, in the team standings. They move down to 3-8 right now.
Well, they have the players, talking about EAC, and they have the skills, although the consistency and the end game dun sila nahihirapan. Especially in this game, they had a bad start. 16 and 17 were their scores in the first and second set. In the third set, fourth set, dito sila bumawi. Although, yun nga, kailangan nila matutong kumapit here in these games, especially in 5-setter matches.
That's right. At nauubusan na sila ng oras because, we've started the second round already and they already have 8 losses. So, ang maximum number of wins na lang nila is 10 if ever they want to make it to the Final Four, which is usually lower than the ideal number to make it to the next round.
So, of course, they're gonna want the other teams na magkagulo din. But then again, if you're banking on yourself, you just need to stay consistent, with which we've been saying earlier in this game as well.
So a few days ago, we showed you the opening ceremony and the opening day of our soft tennis competition. Ngayon naman, ito na yung conclusion yan. Sana po nasubaybayan nyo yan. Ito yung kating NCAA
Hello,
Campus
mga
Bulletin
NCAA,
with Dalia.
I'm Leah one of the courtside reporters this season, and we are here at the NCAA Season 100 Soft Tennis Tournament Finals at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. Kaya tara, let's go! From 7 schools, only 4 remain. And they're going head-to-head for the finals, with everyone aiming to seize the championship title. Congratulations to San Beda Red Lionesses for claiming the women's championship title. Okay, so Coach, unang-una, anong naramdaman nyo when you secured this championship po today?
Ang naramdaman ko, hindi talaga siya expected for this year. Next year pa talaga yung goal sana namin kasi may paparating na mga malalakas kami ina-expect next year.
Hindi po naging madali mga pinagdaanan natin kasi from lawn tennis na nadurog po kami, pero ngayon sa soft tennis bumawi po kami at nakuha po namin yung champion. And sa mga supporters po namin, thank you kasi since day one andyan po sila para sumuport sa amin. And finally, congratulations to the University of Perpetual Health System Delta for getting the men's and juniors championship title.
Nagtiyaga lang talaga kami sa training, pinaghirapan namin to. Bago ako gumraduate, talagang nagpursige ako sa practice para makuha namin yung champion.
Nararamdaman ko po ngayon masaya kasi po nakuha po namin champion kasi yung last season po hindi po namin nakuha. Kaya ngayon po bumawi po kami at nagpursige po kami sa training.
That's all for the soft tennis tournament. Don't miss out on the NCAA action. Follow NCAA Philippines and GMA Synergy on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated with NCAA 100. Till next time!
Big shout out to our winners of the soft tennis competition in the NCAA Women's Division. Nag-dominate ang San Beda and Perpetual took home the championship in the juniors and men's division. Next batch of tennis stars. Akma ngayon kasi nauuso yung tennis. Of course, because of Miss Alex Ayalo is achieving success on the international stage. Guy, your thoughts?
Well, I think there are so much promising players right now. Earlier, we had a rookie MVP and dito na makita all sports have to be supported and ang dami talagang rising stars.
Speaking of rising stars, next game natin will feature a lot of them on the court right here inside Phil Oil. Number 2 versus number 3. Letran versus Perpetual facing off later at 2:30 p.m. That's gonna be live on GTV, Heart of Asia, and live streaming everywhere, NCAA Philippines and GMA Sports PH. Kaya wag kayong aalis, magandang bakbakan po yan. Tama? Okay. So, on behalf of the entire team, hold on. Anong tingin mo anong prediction mo sa laban na yan?
Well, it's kind of hard to predict kasi you have big improvements sa players na to. Yeah. And makikita din naman talaga natin na ayaw nilang magpatalo because they want to stay in that top spot. And of course, kailangan din nila na mahabol itong si Benilde.
Yeah. Akong prediction ko lang, magandang laban yan. Okay. Safe. Safe. Gara, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. We thank you as well for catching the coverage on behalf of the entire team. For my partner, Kyra Baroga, our courtside reporter, and Aliyah Fideliaga. Of course, we have our panel director. Nandito si Pakasenya, floor director Roy Tulio. Our director at the helm, nandyan si Direct Raul De Ocampo. Producer, nandyan si Manny Gabutina. This is Martin Javier saying thank you for watching. It is Benilde dominating EAC here in the first game. Pero huwag kayong aalis. Magbabakbaka naman ang Perpetual at Letran sa ating pababalik dito lang sa NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Tournament.